Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to show you a card using the beautiful Coming Home and the Home Together dies and the beautiful designer series paper. Now this whole suite is called Trimming the Town, and this paper is just gorgeous with the little houses and can be more than Christmas. So don't think with this suite it is just Christmas. But I wanted to show you this beautiful card. I just love the idea of the trees on the car. I just think they're super cute. And I made this card and I put one car on it and went, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I covered the whole front with cards? So I don't want to do exactly the same card as now, but I thought we'd modify it a little bit and just put a couple of the cars on it with the sentiment. So what I have is a standard tentfold card in Whisper White cardstock. Then I have the piece of designer series paper that's going to go on the front, which measures 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. And then I've got a piece of vellum. Now the vellum's 1/4 inch smaller again, and the reason I put the vellum on there is because the cardstock was too busy for the cars and the cars were getting lost in the trees. So we don't want our cars lost in the forest. So I just put a bit of vellum on the top there so the cars stood out a little bit, but you still got to see the trees in the background. Alright, so that's the basis of the card. And I'm going to just glue that card, the designer series paper, down because I'm not adding anything under it or around it. It's just going straight onto the card front. So I shall just glue that on. Okay, now I'm not going to put the vellum on yet because if you put glue on vellum, it's going to show. So for this one, I've put glue where the little cars are. So what I did was I stuck the cars onto the vellum, then put glue on the back of the vellum where the cars were and stuck it onto the card. So then you're not going to see any of the glue, and it stuck quite well because there's a lot of cars on there. Right, so let's do these cars. Just need white cardstock, my car stamp and my tree stamp. Stamp the inverse mark. So I might do just 3 cars. I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just winging it. So who knows what we're going to end up with. Alright, so 3 cars and 3 trees because we want a tree on the top of each car. Okay, now they were coloured with Stampin' Blends. Old Olive. No, actually I want Granny Apple Green for the trees. I love Granny Apple Green. It just, oh, such a cool colour. And we shall do the cars in Real Red. And I actually like the blue, so I think that was Night of Navy. I'm not going to do anything fancy with this colouring. Just a little bit of shading. Now if you notice the trees on my cars, I did the shading the wrong way around. Because normally when I colour, my preference for light is coming in from the right. So that's going to be lighter than the left hand side because that's where the shadow is going to be. So I coloured them like that and went, oh, that's a bit silly because now they're on top of the cars. They're the wrong way around. So I need to purposely this time colour the opposite side of the tree. So the light is coming on the top, it's lighter, and the bottom is covered in shadow. So that's the theory. I could get it wrong as I'm going. You just never know. Could just default to my normal way I colour these trees. So I'm just putting the one colour, the light all over, coming in with the dark granny apple green, remembering that I need to colour from the opposite side this time. Adding a bit of shadow, going back in with the light one and blending that out. So really easy to get blending with these pens, really easy. So you just have to, when you're blending, think of your light source. So for this time I'm thinking the light's coming in from the left hand side, so therefore it's going to be lighter, and you can see the reflection, like you can see what I'm trying to explain on the paper. If I put this pen cap down, my light source is coming in from the right here, so casting a shadow here, so it's darker, and that is what you need to emulate when you do your shading. But for this instance, because this tree is going to face pointy end this side on the car, and the light's coming down on top of the car, my shadow is going to be underneath. So I hope I've explained that properly. Makes sense in my head. And you don't have to be perfect with your colouring. It's just giving that illusion. So that will do for my trees. I just need my soft suede for the stems. And again, I have to remember my light is on the opposite side, because normally I'd put the shadow on the left. So I'm just going over the base with the light soft suede, coming back in just a little bit at the top of the dark, not much. Doesn't have to be perfect, you're going to blend it out with the light anyway. I'm not doing a very good job of staying in the lines. And the cars, I decided to not do any blending at all. I just coloured them all in the one colour to start with, which is the light colour. And then I just accented the bumper bars and the middle of the wheels in the dark colour. So I didn't do any shading, any fancy colouring. Just because they're alcohol pens and people think they have to do fancy colouring and stuff with them, you don't. You can just use them like your textures. But they have that ability to do the shading and the fancy colouring if you want. All the supplies I use making my cards you can purchase from my online store. There is a link in the description of this video for my store. And if you like my video, then why not subscribe to my channel? Because I do going to start doing, regular crafting videos again. So make sure you pop on and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos that I put out. Alright, so I just wanted a little bit of difference in the car, not all one colour. Bumpers, I'm just making a darker colour using the dark real red. Okay, and then just the middle of the wheels, and then the other car is going to be blue. So really simple so far. Sorry, I can't talk and colour at the same time normally. Hence the silence. Alright, so now we just bring our dark Night of Navy blend in. Okay, and that's it, done. Now we're going to cut these out. Our Home Together dies are so cool. Look at this. There's a curvy one that cuts out trees. Really nice. Now I'm after the car. There's dies that cut out the houses in the stamp set, as well as houses by themselves, like this one. And the some of the dies cut out the houses on the designer series paper too, which is really cool. Alright, so I just need the car and the little tree. So I'll put everything else away so I don't lose it. There's even a die for the wreath, which is really cool. Right, so going to cut these out now. Use my little washi tape to hold them in place. Try not to put washi tape on the image that you want to keep in case it tears the cardstock. Sometimes it does. Right, just going to bring my stamp and emboss machine over. My plates are very worn because I use this machine a lot. Love it. There we go. I'm just going to move it out of the shot now because it's probably a bit close. You've seen it go through once, and I'm most likely going to speed this up now so you don't have to sit here and watch me cut each one out in real time. Okay, so we have now our cars and our little trees cut out. Bring the card back and work out the design we're doing. So I thought the little cars up the side with our tree on it. Oops, a tree on each one. And then a sentiment across the middle. Now you see on this card, I haven't stamped this sentiment. That's actually from the designer series paper. There's a whole sheet of paper that has sentiments on it. It is amazing. So I'll just grab it. Lots of languages on here as well. So if you have family overseas, lots of options there. So I'm going to pick one down the bottom that is in English. And I actually like the special delivery, I think, because it's in blue, which matches our blue car. Or maybe I should do a red one. I wanted to not waste too much of the paper, so maybe from our home to yours. I want something long. Or should I do a red one? Oh, decisions. I like Most Wonderful Time of the Year because it's quite long. Maybe I'll do that one. Oh no, it's in the middle of the sheet, but anyway, it is what it is. So these are nice little straight lines to follow. Just going to snip that off. Oh no, my cards are driving away. Here we have a more simplified version of this card. Right, so now I'm going to stick the cards on with dimensionals, mini dimensionals. I want them raised. So I'm just trying to find a pack of mini dimensionals. I have so many dimensionals. Right, it's going to move that aside. Move our trees aside for now. Our mini dimensionals are fantastic for things like this. No more cutting dimensionals up. I mean, you probably still can, but no need to. These are fantastic, these little ones. I'm just putting 3 on the back of each car, 1 on each wheel and 1 in the middle. And I'm not measuring anything out. If you are a regular viewer of mine or a follower, you will know I normally don't measure. I eyeball everything. It works for me. Okay, so now our trees are going this way on the car, and I'm just going to put a dimensional at this section, on this section of the tree, and then that will raise it the same as the car, and I slide it down till the dimensional hits the car, and then I know it's over the car and it's secured. It's the same level as the car. I don't need to add any glue to on top of the car. It's not going anywhere. Just a really easy way. And I line up this join of the tree with the car door, just to keep it a little bit symmetrical. So I do line things up occasionally. Rightio. And then our sentiment. These dimensionals are a fraction wider than this. So what I like to do, and you can see I've done it here on this sheet, oh, I'm throwing stuff everywhere, is I use the edges and cut into the edges so I can get a skinnier strip of dimensional. Now I've lost my sentiment. Oh, there it is. Turn it upside down. Missed it. All right, and just pop a few on the back. Now this is where I use my grid paper to line it up so I get my sentiment hopefully straight. And now I can use a glue dot on the back of the cars and the sentiment to hold my vellum in place. Now I'm just going to fold this glue dot over on itself so it's skinnier, and it will go on the sentiment strip, back of the sentiment strip. I also fold these or curl these into little balls at times as well, so they fit on the back of small sentiments or small embellishments. Alright, make sure the card is the right way. A bit late if it wasn't, because otherwise the trees would be upside down. Alright, and then just stick that to our card front. And there we have another version of my car Christmas card. That is so cute. If you don't want all the cars like this one, there's a smaller version, cut down version, modified version, whatever you want to say. Thank you for watching. I hope that has given you some inspiration and a different idea to use this stamp set. It's not all about the houses, even though the houses are really cute. I think the car and the trees stand by themselves as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.